we should move on to Rocket League, which is console exclusive. However,
semi-console
it's
exclusive.
semi. It has some caveats. It can be played on PC. It can be played on PS4. It will be released on Xbox One.
What I want to see, though, is this going to be the first game where
Crossplay.
Xbox converts PS4?
If it is, game of this year, game of next year, game of the year after, game of all the years beforehand, and everything after, because that is world-shattering.
That is what every gamer and every fanboy wants, is they want a game where a console can go up against another console.
Yep. See who's better.
Yep.
Have rankings, have stats.
And it's great because you got one mate that's got an Xbox, one mate that's got a PC, and one mate that's got a PS4, and they go, oh, cool.
Well, you would think that if they can run the cross-compatibility between Windows and PS4, that they could run it between Xbox One and PS4, although Xbox One is shit, but I'm not biased, of course. But yes. So let me talk a little bit about it. Now, if anyone out there watched our Rocket League discussion, earlier link in the description, I was very, very hard on this game. Way too hard. I would have revoked my score of 3 Aussie Game Rank controllers and put it up to a 4, and ever since then I've probably gone down back to the 3. But let me tell you why it's Game of the Year. It appeals to the casual market. It appeals to the MLG market. It's a pretty next-gen game. It was a free game at once. It's a cheap game. It has DLC. It's been nurtured. It's had patches. The music, amazing. The gameplay, solid, somewhat repetitive. It can be joined in with friends. The threshold being for a hard game. If you want to play it extremely hard, you want to play it MLG, go for it. Those opportunities are there. You want to play it as a casual, you want it on easy mode, the opportunity is there. Go for it. Does it have a solo player mode? It does. Not great, but it does have it. We've all enjoyed it. We've played heaps of time on it, and it's a very solid game. It does have some minor flaws. It does have some load-in lag issues. It did have a few early issues, but they largely patched them out. And not only is the DLC nurtured, it's embraced. It is loved. It is gorgeous.
Yes.
We've had...
The DLC, though, like the cars, are a definite cash cow. And I think that's what's... I buy them. Don't get me wrong, I buy them.
Yeah, 100%.
They're a definite cash cow. Because, it's like, oh, cool car, gonna buy it. But I think that's where my opinion of it changes, is because it's of the fact that...
It's milking you.
It's milking me.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I don't like about it.
But you don't think about that while buying the DLC,
Oh,
do
hell
you?
no, I go and buy it.
Exactly. And that's why it's a good game.
But
It doesn't,
you wake up the morning
it doesn't
after
do
and
what
you go,
Destiny
oh, God.
did and say, well, you play that game, here, spend more money. It goes, hey, are you enjoying our game? You have the option to buy some cool cars, but you don't really have to, and you can do it and they're really cheap, and so you shouldn't worry about it. It's like a really slutty girlfriend that doesn't know that you're about to have sex with her. It's a good time. It's a good time for everyone involved. And it's cheap.
I'm sorry, but that's hilarious coming from you.
Shut up. That's not what your mum said.
Oh, bike.
Oh,
Oh, careful of
Rode
me,
it like
yeah.
one.
And the other thing is a question that I have for you.
Sure.
How often do you play this by yourself and not online?
You'd actually be surprised. Probably after every time we play, or before, for at least 1 or 2 games. In the immediate launch window, very solidly in the immediate launch window, and I got probably my 20 to 30 hours of solid gameplay solo mode out then, and I play it continuously every time a new DLC drops for around 2 to 3 hours by myself.
Wow.
Yeah. I don't
because I can play it online by myself.
But that's the thing. Not online, you won't play it.
I would play it offline if they nurtured it a little. But in saying that,
The offline is very lackluster.
it doesn't
It's
advertise
stupid.
itself. I agree. The AI is a little ridiculous, but it doesn't advertise itself as that.
Oh no, it advertises itself as
what
an
it is.
MLG
It
game.
knows what it is. It knows what it can be and what it has to be. I think we can see a lot more from it. We've already got more DLC planned. Most of it, some of it is free. That is the other thing. They have amazing free DLC.
That's where, like, Bloodborne does the exact same thing too. They do not market themselves for the casual
is
gamer.
true.
They
But
market
do they
themselves
do
for
free
people who want a
DLC?
challenge. No.
Exactly.
Oh.
But this game does. and it's at a lower price point,
Would
so
you
it's
consider
more
it
achievable.
as a free DLC, or would you consider that as just a little thing, an add-on?
DLC. They released a new track, larger, being the Wasteland, DLC. They released some early stuff, DLC. The cars that you have to buy
But
are DLC.
isn't a downloadable content generally a choice, not put straight onto your game?
Exactly. More bang for your buck if it's put straight onto your game. It's completely free. You have to download it, but it's there. It's ready.
Wouldn't you consider it an update then?
Yeah,
An update.
It's an update. It's
an
not
update.
a DLC.
It's a
DLC is
DLC
the cars.
update. I reckon there would be a hybrid for it. It's a DLC update. DLC update. It's an amazing addition. I don't think you can find a game at that price point that is open to everyone and is as solid through and through. The music direction, the art direction, the gameplay, the
Are you
marketing.
talking about a game this year for that price? Otherwise, I can say a few games.
Go
Off the
for
top of
it.
my head, Half-Life 2.
No.
That's up at the
Half-Life
price
2.
point. Left 4 Dead 2.
These are old games.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. From this year?
Yeah, from this year. Yeah, from this year. So, of course, because Game of the Year. If it's not, of course, there are many others that will compete. But for this year, of course. If nothing else, it should get Indie Game of the Year. If nothing else.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
But I think this should take the cake.
100%, I would say, I agree with you there. Not Game of the Year.
I didn't say not Game of the Year. I said if
after
nothing
sitting there
else.
and talking about it for all this time, I have to admit that Witcher 3 does look like the best contender.
It does, because
Out
it's
of
an
all the
all-rounder.
Out of all
Yep.
the ones that we have
That's-
decided,